Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be having a look at a brand new Scojo puzzle today called Top Right Boy. Now, I do not understand. There is some meme going on at the moment in the world of Sudoku all about Top Right Boy. Boy has a strange spelling, B-O-I. And I noticed on Logic Masters there were 30 new puzzles all called Top Right Boy, all of which were very well rated. So I think it's some sort of joke in the community. I am fairly reliably assured that it's nothing rude, so I think it's okay. And I've read the rules to this puzzle, and it just seems to be funny. We have to get this creature called Top Right Boy here home, so that's going to be our job. And look, I snipped some comments I found, and we'll have a look at these comments. Oh, Maverick's just taken off. That has taken all of how long? 1 minute. About 60 seconds before Maverick realised I was recording and decided to fly past my window. Now, I do have to warn you. Today, there are a couple of people in the house who are drilling. Not for oil, I hasten to add, but to put in some smoke alarms. So if there might be a little bit more noise than usual. What I'm really hoping is that they don't turn the electricity off while I'm in the middle of recording. That would be jolly terrible. But anyway, let's look at these comments. Exegus says, very cool. Top Right Boy comments on the puzzle called Top Right Boy, saying, this is the best puzzle I've ever solved, but I suspect there's some nepotism involved with that. Viking Prime says, this is my favourite Scojo puzzle ever. And Sudoku as well, who actually wrote to us and recommended this as well. The last two puzzles I've done by Scojo on the channel, I have absolutely loved. There was the Rapunzel one. I've still got that one in my head as one of my favourite puzzles of recent months. It was absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I hope this one will be as good. The rules are quite lengthy, so I might have a job to fit them on the screen, but obviously I'll do my best. Well, now, before I read you the rules, though, it's got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty. I haven't mentioned that. What else do I need to tell you about? Well, we are streaming tonight, 10 p.m. UK time. We'd love to have your company if you're around. We're going back to the Blueprints Mansion. I can't wait. I'm loving this game. We still haven't got to room 46. We haven't collected our inheritance. And we haven't gone past go and collected $200, but I do hope that we will make some more progress. And as I say, I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen in case you're interested. Other than that, what to mention, over on Patreon, we have got the solution videos up for this month's competition. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Itrio. Well done to all those of you who attempted any of the puzzles. I think over 2,000 of you managed to solve at least one of the puzzles in the hunt. It's fantastic. But the solution videos are there now, so if you did get stuck, they should be able to help. And just to let you know as well, of course, we've been mentioning the last few weeks we have 2 new apps out. Sudoku Worms. These are collections of puzzles by individual constructors. In fact, Scojo, did we ask you to do one of these? I'd love you to do one of these for us. We've got Marty Sears' worm out, and James Sinclair's worm out, so do have a look at those. And I've got one birthday to do as well, to beautiful little Violet over there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Violet, you've turned 4 today, and I know this because your dad Jesse wrote us a very kind email. I think Jesse uses Sudoku to warm up for days spent staring at code and databases. But Violet has started to show an interest in what her daddy's doing, and I know that Jessie thinks Violet will soon be solving puzzles. Violet, I hope that's true, and I hope you enjoy your unicorn-themed birthday party today, where I know that you're having chocolate and vanilla cupcakes, so that sounds fantastic. I'm very jealous. Violet, happy birthday, and I'm sure it will be a very good one, and I hope you get some good presents as well as some good cake. And that's all the news. So why don't we kick off, and we'll commence with reading the rules to Top Right Boy by Scojo. They are as follows. Oh no! Top right boy has become stranded far from his home in the top right corner of the grid. He must make his way from his starting location in the bottom left. Ew. I suppose it's ew because top right boy doesn't like being in the bottom left. So he must make his way from the starting location in the bottom left all the way home. Luckily for top right boy, he possesses a special power that will help him on his journey. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Top right boy's path. Draw a path of orthogonally connected cells from top right boy in row 9 column 1 to his home in row 1 column 9. The path may not touch itself, not even diagonally. So an orthogonal path means that the cells have to share edges. So that would not be a path. Let's draw what colour should we make the path? Because these two cells do not orthogonally connect. We could make them orthogonally connect by adding that one in. And now the path is made up of orthogonally connected cells. But there's that additional requirement that the path cannot touch itself. So what does that mean? What that means is, let's think about this. So the path could not do something like that. I mean that's let's ignore the fact it couldn't get back up there. But you can see here the path has connected with itself diagonally, and that's not allowed in this puzzle. We've got to be. We can't have an orthogonal connection, which means that the path couldn't go from this cell directly down because these two cells would touch themselves on the path, but we can't have a diagonal connection even. Those two would touch one another, and that's too naughty for words. Now, next part of the rules. Other than his starting position, top right boy must never visit the bottom left corner of any 3 by 3 box. Right, and that's why we've got these skulls and crossbones. So the path is never going through those cells. And this one's okay because that's the starting position. Conversely, top right boy must visit the top right corner of every 3 by 3 box before returning home. So top right boy has to go to all of those squares. The 9 top right corner cells in the grid must all contain different digits. So that's sort of like it's like an extra region of the puzzle. So we can't repeat digits within those purple cells. As the bottom left corner cells are lawless wastelands, there is no such restriction on their digits. Okay, so we can put anything we like into these cells. Now, we're getting there with the rules, but there's still quite a lot left. Any cell top right boy visits will have its value modified to be equal to top right boy's current value, regardless of the digit in that cell. When top right boy visits a cell in the top right corner of a 3 by 3 box, his value changes to be the digit in that cell and will remain at that value until the next top right corner cell he visits. For clarity, this means that all top right corner cells have their digits as their values. Okay, because top right boy is beginning his journey from the horrid bottom left of the grid, his value will be 0 until he reaches the first top right corner cell along the path. Cells not on the path retain the value of their digits. Good grief. Right, so top right boy has to go to that cell, and when top right boy goes to that cell, let's put 5 into there. Oh no, hang on, that's got an X on it. Let's put 8 on there. So if this was an 8, actually let's just draw a path. Let's just think about what this means. So if top right boy, in fact let's do the whole path. And I haven't visited all of the top right corners here, so this is wrong. But I'm just trying to understand what it means. It says that Yeah, so once the path hits this cell, every cell after that, so I'm just going to fiddle slightly with that path. I think those two cells, no matter what digits were in them, this would have the value of 8, I think, is what we're being told here. Because the value... Oh, I've gone through there as well, which I'm not meant to do. But the value, when top right boy goes into this cell, converts to 8. And then every cell thereafter has a value of 8, no matter what's in the cell, until top right boy gets to that cell. So if that cell was a 3, then this cell would have a value of 3. Oh, that's interesting. So now my V wouldn't work, assuming that works off values, because those would both have a value of 6. Although, I don't know. I'm not sure. Hang on. How did the top right? How did the home work? Does the home have the character of changing the values? Oh goodness, this has confused me already. And I'm only doing an example. Other than... Okay, there's no such restriction. So this is going to have some other value. Any cell top right boy visits. Oh, yeah, so now actually this cell... This wouldn't be double 3, because this cell... In fact, that would have to be a 2. In this iteration, because then it would go 3 here, change in value to 2, and 3 plus 2 can equal 5, which I think we're about to come across in the rules. It's quite complicated, but it's interesting, isn't it? So, okay, so cages, values in a cage must sum to the digit in the top right corner of the cage. So those cells add up to 43, or the values do. Digits may not repeat within a cage, but values may. Okay. If two values are separated by a black dot, one is double the other, so one of those is double the other. If two values are separated by a white dot, they are consecutive. So those two are consecutive, for example. And x and v, if two values are separated by an x, they sum to 10. If two values are separated by a v, they sum to 5. Not all possible dots or xv's are necessarily shown. So that is a very all-encompassing rule to say it's perfectly possible, for example, for that to be a 1-4 pair. These do add up to 5. They could have had a v between them, but they don't have to have a v between them. So this could totally be a 1 and a 4 in the puzzle. That's all the rules. That's quite a long rule set. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into those cells and mark them as unvisitable. And then we'll have totally normal boy, or whatever his name is, top right boy, totally normal cat. Why is totally normal cat popped into my head? That is a name from the past. So okay, didn't it say we have to go to the top right cells of each box? So let's use purple. So this is obviously on the path. So we're in this world. I'm just looking at this now to see whether that means anything. Yeah, okay. It does mean something. I can see something straight away here that is worth... and I got this from thinking about the path we did in the example. This cell is on the path. Now, if the path did just go straight up from there... Oh, I suppose it could go down, actually. No, I'm wrong. It depends which direction the path's going. The path can't go north from here, but it could go south into there. It can't go north, because if it went north, it would collect a value from this particular cell, so say that's 3, and then it would retain that value into that cell, and that would be double 3 on a V, which is obviously, and V5 is an odd number. So these two have to have different values. But if that was, say, a 2, and it went down, then it could have a value 2 there, and then that could be a 3, and that would work. So it's not impossible for that domino to be on the path, but it is impossible if the direction is northerly. And we know that the purples apart from this purple are all different values. Okay, there are some cells we can't visit. These cells we couldn't visit, because if we did go into that cell, we'd have to turn, and as we came out, we'd hit ourselves, and we can't have that going on. So those cells are all green. These cells are all green by symmetry. And what's the value here? 0 or something. So this has got a value of 0, and it's going to have it's going to have a value of 0 until it hits this cell, because it can't get out of the box without hitting this cell. Okay, so what that means is that this cell is not on the path. That is green and is a 1, I'm going to claim, because if that has a value of 0, whichever way I go, I'm going to move into a cell that has a white dot on it, and totally normal boy is going to have a value of 0 in that cell. So if the path then went up through the dot, these would both have a value of 0, yet they're meant to be consecutive values. They can't both have the same value. So whichever way this goes, this will have a value of 1, I think, is what we're being told. Now, so if we go, well, whichever way we go, okay, this is very funny. This is very funny, because we're going to run along either that black dot sequence or that black dot sequence, and it will work, because one of the digits has to be double the other across a black dot, which of course means we could have 2, 4, for example, or we could have 4, 8, or we could have 3, 6, although 2 black dots in a row is going to mean that this is either 2, 4, 8 or 8, 4, 2, and the same this way. 8, 4, 2, 2, 4, 8, except I've got to ignore. But what I was thinking is that totally normal boy is going to have a value of 0, and that's fine, because let's imagine he went that way. 0, 0, 0. Well, twice 0 is still 0, so the black dot works. But if the black dot, if totally normal boy went, oh no, that would work. If totally normal boy went here, I was thinking the V won't work, because that would be a 0. But if that was a 5, it would work. Oh. Hang on. Oh, I see. No, this is this box is magical. Right. Whichever way totally normal cat, total top right boy, whichever way top right boy doesn't go. So let's imagine this was green. Then this is a real white dot. So this would have to be a 2. It couldn't be a 0, could it? Because we can't, there are no actual real values of 0. There's no digits that are 0 in the puzzle. So if totally normal boy doesn't go here, this is 2, 4, 8. Yeah, and that means totally normal boy doesn't go this way, because if totally normal boy goes that way, these are all green, but this has a value of 8 across a V, and even with this bizarre rule set, you cannot make this be a -3 to make the V work. So I think totally normal boy goes that way. These are not on the path. This is a 2, 4, 8 sequence. And now this has a value of 0. Whatever digit is in here, it doesn't matter. Its value is 0 because Totally Normal Boy has not hit this cell yet. So when Totally Normal Boy hits this cell, to make the V work, that has to be a 5. This is ridiculous. And now, if Totally Normal Cat did go east, that would be double 5 on an X. This is breaking all the rules of everything. These squares, I am not going to be shy about pencil marking this. 3, 6, 7, 9. Now, yeah, we don't know. I mean, these black dots play no role because the value of all these cells is 0 for black dottageness. So it doesn't matter. This cell can't be on the path because the path would branch. So I would love this to turn to the east. But I don't think it has to. There probably is a weird reason why. Let's see. I mean, well, hang on. How does it not turn? Maybe that's a better question. If it didn't turn, this would be green. This has a value of 5, so that needs to be a 5, and it can't be by Sudoku, so that does turn. So right, both of these are off the path now, or the path would touch itself. The path is going through Scylla and Charybdis here, so Totally Normal Boy needs to go there. These are now not on the path, or the path would twist or branch. So it doesn't matter now what this digit is. It just works across the X, double 5. This is a real X and doesn't have 1 or 2. So that is either 3, 7 or 4, 6. And and now, because the path has gone into this cell first, it cannot go north, because this would be 2 times whatever value we put in here, and that cannot add up to V. So that's not on the path. Right. And now the path... Oh, hang on. Oh, well, okay, this 7 cage is absolutely... It's busted up now. Well, the path's got to take something in here, but it doesn't take that one. Because if the path does go down, it will have to continue along the entire length of the 7 cage, because it can't turn back and hit itself. And that means that this 7 cage is expressed as 3x, whatever this value is. But 7 is not a multiple of 3, so that cannot be right. So this cell is green. So the path goes there. Well, the path can't, it must come here now. Because if it goes there, it never comes down here. So it must take those 2, and then it mustn't hit itself. Whoops, 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 whoops. So the path goes there, that's green. The path comes up here. It can't go there, or it would touch itself diagonally. So the path goes straight up here. We're actually getting the path done a little bit. Right, if the path went into box 3 now, it couldn't turn before it would diagonally touch home. So it would close, and none of these would be visited by the path, yet they must be. So the path doesn't go there, the path must turn, and it still doesn't go into box 3, and it doesn't touch itself, so it now goes here. This path is actually almost drawing itself. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. That was a terrible thing to say. Okay, but let's go down. How does this work? This, because this 7 cage, it's got twice this value in it, and then that value, and the value of this cell is at least 3, isn't it? And it's got to be odd in that cell, because we've got 2 values here. So the sum of that is going to be even, and 7 is an odd number. So this is either 3 or 5. And this is either 1 or 2, I'm going to claim. And so this is either double 2 for 4 with a 3, or it's double 1 with 5 to make the 7 work. And I would love to know which of those is correct. I don't think I do. Because now it doesn't matter what digits I put in there. But this is such a strange puzzle. It really is bizarre. All right, hang on. Let's think about this V. How does that work? Because that digit, that must be lower than 5. It's not on the path, so it retains its value, and it's not 4. So that is 1, 2, or 3. And then this digit is an... Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's just weird. Right, this is the new value of totally normal boy as he goes up here. So that digit has to be lower than 5 again, because it's on a V. So it's 1, 2, or 3, and now these two options require, I think, this to be a 2-3 pair. I don't think there's another way to do it. So that's 2 and 3 adding up to V, and this digit is 1, which has its own value because it sort of converts itself into a value of 1, which means that's a 4 across that V. Oh, if this is a 1, these two have a value of 1, so this is a 5 to make the 7 work. This is bonkers. It's brilliant, though. It is brilliant. Now, what do I need to complete row 6, 7, 9 to complete? It just looks so... This looks so wrong. This X, it's got a 5 on it and then a massive digit, and apparently it adds up to 10. But I think under the rules it genuinely does. So I think this is irrelevant now. I think. And the value... hang on, there's a 43 cage here. You can't repeat digits in a cage, can you? I know you can't repeat values. I definitely read that. Oh, sorry, I think you can repeat values, but I don't... Yeah, digits may not repeat within a cage. Right, so this is a 9-cell cage. So it's got, here's a knowledge problem, there are 9 different Sudoku digits, so they are all present in here. In fact, that means that 4 is in one of those cells, because those 3 digits must be the same as those 3 digits, because they can't repeat in the cage. Now... I don't know, do I know what to do with that? I don't know, and I've got to reduce the value of this cage. It's going to have all the digits in it, 1 to 9, but and there's a secret in Sudoku which I share with only my very favourite people. Of course I'm going to tell you it. The secret of Sudoku is that all 9 different digits in Sudoku sum to 45. So there's definitely some adjustment that's required here, isn't there? So this is going to be a 2 or a 3, and whatever is in those 2 cells, they're going to have a value of either 4 or 6, depending on what this is. And then we're going to hit this cell, and that's going to convert the value of that one. And then we're going to hit this cell, and it depends whether the path goes downwards or not. Because if the path goes downwards, then this cell would have that value. And if it doesn't, then all of those would have their real value. I mean, that's horrendously complicated, actually. Hang on. We can't go up. If this goes north, aren't we going to run into exactly the same problem, that we can never go and visit these cells without the path sort of touching itself or getting cut off from itself, because we can't do a narrow U-turn. So that cell is not path. That cell, for the same reason, is not path. Ah, okay. So the path doesn't go there. This is very clever, Scojo. Why do I say the path doesn't do that? Well, that's because these have the same value, which is whatever this is, and the only way they could add up to 10 is if this was 5, but it can't be 5 because we've already had a starred 5. So the path goes there and then down, and then there, and then it mustn't hit itself, so it goes there. This is not on the path. Now I'm sure I'm meant to know whether this is on the path or not. If that's on the path, those two have the same. No, that just doesn't work mathematically. That's just okay. This is not purple, because whatever the value is of this, whatever actually the digit is in that cell, these two have the same value. And yet, when you add that value to this digit, you're supposed to get simultaneously 5 and 10. And that won't work. That will not work. That's really funny. I love that. So it goes like this. This is off the path. This is one of the most weird and wonderful puzzles I can remember doing. I absolutely love it. So now that, oh, this is a 2-3 pair. Because it can't involve 4. And so this is 8 or 7, I think. Because I think it has its own value, doesn't it? So the path's going along here, takes a new value here that must apply across the x. So that being 2 or 3 forces this to be 7 or 8. And then this digit will have a value of 7 or 8 for the purpose of this cage. And okay. So this cell, which is on the path, its value is 7 or 8. So if it's 7, these two squares have to be digits that are consecutive with 7. So 6 and 8, which would have to be in that order. That might be fine. And if this is 8, these have to be 7 and 9. Which is... oh, no, I see. Beautiful. Right, look at this black dot here. It can't have 2 or 4 on it. That's been available forever. If it hasn't got 2 or 4 on it, it has to be 3, 6, I think. Because remember, across a normal black dot, you're looking for one of the digits to be double the other. So 1, 2 won't work, 2, 4 won't work, 4, 8 won't work, and the only thing left is 3, 6, because things like 5, 10 don't involve Sudoku digits. So this is not 6, which was required, wasn't it? If that's 7, one of these has to be 6, which it can't be. So this is 8, this is 2, this is 3, this is not 3, so this is not 7 across this x now. This is not 8 anymore, because this has the value of 8. Whatever digit we put in there, it's still got the value of 8. So this is a 7, 9 pair. 3 or 6 come out of the corner. No 3, no song. And then we hit this cell, and we convert to a new value. Oh, nearly. I thought I was going to be able to place... Oh, hang on. I can do a bit more. I can do a bit more Sudoku. So 3 is in one of those 3 cells. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. So 2 in this box is in one of 2 places. 8 in this box is in one of 2 places. It would be funny if it was there, because then that sort of white dot sequence actually, it retains its integrity. Oh dear, I think I'm going to get stuck now. I don't want to get stuck. But I'm not sure where to look. Can we say anything about the path? Oh, that's okay. No, hang on. This is an absurdity if it's true. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's outrageous. That is an absolute outrage. That's one of the most sickening naked singles you will ever see in your life. That cell. What is it? From a sort of weird Sudoku, totally normal boy idea. Well, in theory, it could have been a 1, except it's in the top right corner, and we've already had a 1 in the top right corner, so it's not 1. It's not 2, 3. Let's put 4 to one side. I think it is 4. It can't be 5. It's not 6. It's not 7 or 9, and it's not 8. So I think it is 4, which means that's 4 now. Over here. Now, what does that mean? I'm wondering whether what we should do actually is to keep a more careful tally than I have done of what we can put in the top right hand corners of boxes. So 2, 3, 6, 7, 9 are the options, aren't they, for what remains? Now what can we get? See, how can that not be more? Yeah, that's going to have its value across this V, so that's definitely not 6, 7 or 9. Right, so that's a 2, 3 pair in top right corners, so these can't be 2 or 3, that can't be 2 or 3, that can't be 2 or 3. There is now a 3, 6, 7, 9 quadruple in column 3, so 1, 2 and 8 are the digits we've not placed into column 3. And that must do something, you think. That's a real V, and it can't be 2 or 3. So that's got to be 4, 1. This is lovely. 4, 1. 4, no, nearly. 4's in one of those cells. 1 can't be here anymore. So, does that matter? Possibly. Possibly not. I don't know. What's that then? Is that... Okay, that's not on the path, is it? No, actually, no, I think I'm wrong. No, I'm right. That is not on the path. Because the path is broadly going from here to here to here. So it's going to go through this cell and have a value of 6, 7 or 9. So if it hit that cell, this would be a 6, 7 or 9 value, and that couldn't be negative. So it definitely doesn't go there. It must sort of loop around here. And so this is a real 2 or 3. So this can't be 3. Oh, I see. Yeah, look, I've got 2, 3 pairs. I'm just a bit worried. Is this actually... Ah, no. Right, this is really cool. This is cool setting. This would be a deadly pattern, actually. Imagine there was no other rules to this puzzle. then there's nothing about the internal logic, if that's the case, that would differentiate whether you put 2 2s in those positions or you put 2 2s in those positions. Either would work, but it's not going to work actually, I think, because of the 43 cage. Because this value is going to affect the value of those two contributing to this 43 cage. And so whatever this is, it has an implication, a logical implication for the puzzle beyond its mere Sudoku positioning. And that, I think, is what's going to disambiguate these 2s and 3s. But obviously we've got a 2-3 pair here, so this can't be a 3. I think that's got to be a 3. Same is true of 2. 2 we can simply place in this. So 2 is here in box 4. Okay. Now, what do we do next? Do we know what that's doing? Wait, okay, hang on. What's going on with this as well? Because we've got to get from there to there. Ooh. Well, I know what. I really hope this happens because I would just find it funny. But the path here gets a value of 4. Now imagine it just made its way through the 12 cage. Then it wouldn't matter what digits we put in there. Those 3 would be 3 lots of 4, and they would add up to 12. Oh, let's hope that's true. So it will be true if this goes west. If that goes there and turns, because the path couldn't hit itself, it would just go straight up. So why doesn't it go there? Actually, it does. Oh, I've got it. Yeah, if the path does go up here into this square, we then have to think about this black dot and how it could possibly work, because this has a value of 4. So if the path turns, both of these have a value of 4, and one is not double the other. So it would have to continue up. But now if this is a 4, this has to be in a 2-to-1 relationship with 4, which means this digit is 2 or 8, and it can be neither. So it doesn't do that. It must turn, and we are going to therefore go straight up to make a lovely little 12 cage, irrespective of what these numbers are. Oh, that can't be a 6, I'm now noticing. So 6 is one of those values. Now, that's weird. So this has a value of 4, and that doesn't tell us what this is. 2 and 8 both work. So okay. Right, here's something. I don't think I'm almost sure about that. No, I think I am sure about it. How would the path not go through the entirety of that 27 cage? Very clearly this cell is on the path, because imagine that cell was green for a moment, the path would go like that and touch itself. So that's definitely on the path. Now, if this was off the path, so if that's green, there's 2 reasons that doesn't work actually. For the path to connect, those would have to be in, and I can see 2 reasons that doesn't work. One reason is that this x cannot be correct, because both of these would need to have a value of 5, because they have the same value, and yet they wouldn't. That's one reason, but also, across this white dot, these were meant to be consecutive, and they'd have the same value. So that just will not work. So actually, that is on the path. Both of these are off the path. Oh, Oh, nearly, so nearly. Right, because that means that this has to be mod 3, a 0 mod 3 digit. Because whatever this is, we get 3 lots of it contributing towards 27, which is itself divisible by 3. So whether this is 6, 7, or in fact that can't be 9. I'm now realizing, because this would have to be 0 from a value perspective. This is 6 or 7. This has a value of 18 or 21, so this needs to have a value that is divisible by 3. So it's 6 or 9. Now, if that's 6, this is 18, that's 9. If that's 7, don't tell me. Oh, it works both ways. 21, and that would be a 6. That's absolutely extraordinary that works both ways round. We have nearly done the path as well. We're very close. So this has a value of 6 or 7, and then it has to go into this square. So this has a value of 5, 6, 7, or 8. And then it depends, doesn't it? It depends whether this is on the path or not. If that's on the path, this would be a 4. Or no, I haven't. I just need to quickly send a text because they might be thinking about turning off the electricity. So let me just... Alright, I've done that. It would be a terrible thing. It would be a terrible thing. Right, hang on. So if it goes there, that's her value of 4. So this would be a 5, and that would be a 6. But right, okay. I think this is always a 6. This is a bit more complicated though. Imagine the path didn't go into this cell, so it goes up here. So this is off. This is green. Well, Sudoku has told us this is 128. So this is a green digit. So this is a real white dot. So this would have to be 8 to be consecutive with the possible values of this. So it would go 8 odd digit, but this now has to have an even value, which would have to be 6. And that was the same as if the path went here, because this would actually have even value, odd value, back to even value. So maybe actually it's parity is the nice way of thinking about that. Whether this is purple or green, this has to have even value. So this is 6, which means this is 9. So this is 6. So this is 5 or 7. Oh, yeah, so we don't know. If that's purple, this is 5. If this is green, it's 8, 7. Okay. Okay, so we're probably not meant to look at that yet. I suspect there's going to be something else we could do. What is it going to be? I don't know. I'm not seeing it. It could be Sudoku, which that's what that normally means. When I just when I find myself zugzwanged, it's almost always Sudoku that I'm not doing and I should be doing. Oh, I don't know. Bobbins. Come on, Simon. 2. This is a real black dot here. Okay, so that digit there is 2, 3, or 6 by black dot logic, because the only black dot possible digits are okay, I do see it, right. The only possible black dot digits in Sudoku are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8, and that is because 5, 7 and 9 don't work, because you'd have the other digit would either have to be a non-integer, like 2.5, 3.5, or 4.5, or a non-Sudoku number like 10, 14, or 18. So this by Sudoku is 2, 3, or 6. Now, if it's 3 or 6, this is 3 or 6 as well. And then you couldn't fill that black dot, sorry, this X, because this is either 3, 7, or 4, 6. It definitely has 3 or 6 on it. So I think this is 2. And this is not 1, so this is 4. So this is 3, this is 3, 7, it can't be 4, 6. This is 6, 9, this is 7 by Sudoku, and this digit is 8 by Sudoku. And that digit is not 3 or 7 anymore. And that's going to be very important for the following reasons. What about this column then? What do we need? 3, 6, 7. So this is 6 or 7. 3, 6 or 7 up here. Now we don't know though, do we, if this is real or not. Depends whether the path kinks down or not. If it does... hang on. If it does kink down, it has a value of 9, and this would be a 1. This can't be a 7. It can't... Well, hang on. No, it can. Sorry. It could be a 7 if the path kinks down. It can't be a green 7 because this would be a green 3. Oh, this is very confusing. 4. What are the digits that I've got missing from this box? Because I've got a 7, 9 pair. 1, 5, 8. Yeah, that's a naked single. That's a 5. So this is a 1 or an 8. And these two probably can be resolved somehow. That's a 5. So in this row we need 1, 7... where's 1 in row 4? That's probably been available forever. 1 goes here. So this is 7 or 9. Okay. That's rather nice. Yeah, these 3 digits, do you remember we said they were the same as those 3 digits? Well, that's true. Because we know that this 9-cell cage contains all 9 different digits, so these 3 digits have to appear in it, and they obviously can't appear again in box 6. So those are those, which means this is 7. And this is 9, and this is 9, and this is 6. And these digits are 1, 5, and 6. Oh, hang on, look, we can do more here. 1, 5, 6, please. Please help me. That's not 6. Ooh, look at that. That's a 5. That's going to be helpful. That's a 5. This is a 1, 6 pair. So this is 6 or 8 by Sudoku. These are 5, 6, 8 by Sudoku. And... oh, I don't know. I'm sure that we can do things now. Right, what are those digits then? 1, 5... no, not 1, 5. 1, 7, 8, I think. That's not 1. These digits are now 3 and 6. So these digits are 2 and... we can put the 4 in. So that's 4, and that's 2, and that's 8. So that's doing something, because now this is 8. This is 1. This is 6. This is 1. This is 8. And... oh, I know what we can probably do now. We can probably do the mathematics of this thing and work out what that digit is. I'm going to do that in a moment. Let me just check whether I've got any easier lower hanging fruit. Yeah, I do a bit. That's a 2, look. But oh yeah, that's great. So if this was green, this white dot doesn't work at all, and that tells us the path in the top left. Scojo, this is a brilliant puzzle. It is a brilliant puzzle. That's not 9. Okay, shall we go and have a look at this cage then? Because, well, we don't know what that is either, do we? Because, oh, it is going to still be a bit complicated. We've got, what have we got in it? We've got 18 in it there as proper old green digits. And then we've got that cell, whatever that is. So it's either going to be 23 or 24 for those cells. And we're getting up to 43. So we're either going to need 20 or 19 from these cells, but oh, it's horrific. Are we going to have an 8 for that one? So we're going to need 11 or 12. So if that was 9, aren't we going to get too big? That's my gut reaction, because if that's 9, I have a feeling we need double 1, and we're not going to get it. So let's just do that again. If that's 9, this is a 9 then. So we get 17 there, 35. Two of this and that as well. It's too big. So this is 7. This is 9. And now, so now those two cells are worth 15. This is really confusing. 15. 15 plus 18 is 33. So this combination has to be worth 10. Right. So if this was double 3, it's too big. So this is double 2, and that's a 6. And I think it has to be that way round. And that's, okay, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That was quite complicated. Now, I still haven't got the path figured out, you know. That digit, oh, hang on, look, there's all sorts of stuff going on in this column. That's a 9. I've not put 3 into column 3. So this is a 7 in the corner. That's a 6. Okay, so now we should be able to do some things. 159. We're chocolate teapotted. Unbelievable. 159 here, chocolate teapot. And here we need 3, 4, 7. That is not chocolate teapotted. 7, 3, 4 pair. And in fact, that's resolved. 4, 3, 3, 6. Now we might be able to do something on that. This is 7. This digit is 9 by Sudoku. So 9, 5. That undoes my chocolate teapot. 1, 8. Well, this can't. That definitely doesn't work, does it? So we need the 9 to be preserved and have a. So totally normal boy goes down here. This is now green. That's the path. We've figured out the path. We can do Sudoku on this digit. These squares are 6, 7, and 8. So that's 6, that's 7, that's 8. I think we're on the home straight. We need a 1, 4 pair here. We can do it. What do we need in this column? 5, 8. That seems approximately correct. 6, 9 here. Looks like it's working, doesn't it? There we go. Is it correct? Yes. Absolutely brilliant. What a brilliant puzzle. Completely crazy. Scojo achieves the moniker of completely crazy puzzle. And we owe a top right boy. I think I've said totally normal boy for a lot of this. But I enjoyed that muchly. It was very cool. Some of the ideas in it are just deliberately funny, I think. That's the drilling start. I'm going to get off before the electrics go. Thank you very much for watching. Do join us for blueprints in a few minutes' time. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.